little casserole dish, and I put the bread in there, and but I think the yeast it was out of date, and I didn't use enough of it. But I ended up binning it, didn't I? So I was going to make the crumpets, so I need to go put that on my shopping list. Let me do that now. Got my shopping list ready, so I can go and get it. So hopefully I'll do them tomorrow or Monday. So let me just put that on there, yeast. Because I had everything else. All you need for crumpets is 150 grams of plain flour, salt, sugar, yeast, water, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was. So yeah, I was going to make them. So I do apologise, but I thought, okay, what we can do instead, seeing it's early morning, and what does everybody want early in the morning or at night? Some people like to drink it at night. We're going to have some coffee. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be making. So I've got some coffee to use up, and if you've ever watched my broadcasts before, you know that when I have Costa, so this is Costa coffee, when I have Costa coffee, I always find it's really milky, so I don't particularly buy Costa coffee in the store unless it's free. That's me, unfortunately. I wouldn't pay for something that I don't particularly like. And I know you can get extra shots and things like that. So anyway, yes, so this is Costa. This is like Starbucks equivalent of coffee in the UK. And we're going to make this at home. This is just a mocha Italian signature blend. Okay, I do prefer Caffè Nero. The strength of this coffee is a 3 out of 6. So when it says you want 1 tablespoon per cup, which is 250 milliliters of water, I'm going to double that up because I do like a strong coffee. But I'm also going to show you as well a way to do sort of like a cappuccino. So if you want milk, you say you don't have a milk frother. I was going to buy one actually for my coffee machine, or for making coffee like this at home. You can get these milk frothers yourself. I'm going to show you how to actually do them without the need for for an actual frother. So if you just join me, everybody, I should be live on YouTube and Periscope, Taps, Twitter Live, but I won't be live on Facebook. Oh, am I live on Facebook? I can't remember. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is let's make the coffee, because in fact, yeah, we'll make the coffee first. Sometimes you can just add the milk to it, or if you're like me, I like to make a full lot of coffee because I do love coffee. But as I said, this needs using up, and there was a date on here. I also like Turkish coffee as well. There's a lot of people on Periscope I used to come in on my broadcast from Turkey, because people think I am actually Turkish, but I'm not. Somewhere along my mum's like great grandmother's side, I think she came from Malta, or when I think one of the family members went over there, or whichever, and that's how the sort of the affluent looks started. Okay, now you can't see. I'm going to bring you down. Hopefully we'll get a better connection. So, okay, so let me just spin you there. Hopefully this won't fall off. Fingers crossed. I do need to get a tripod. That is the next thing on my list. However, if you would like to buy me a tripod, no, I'm going to joke you. Although I used to put an Amazon wish list on my Linktree, so if I might set up an Amazon wish list, but they expire, you see, so I might put it up on there, and then if anybody wants to buy me one, you don't have to, but I'll probably end up getting it anyway in a couple of weeks' time. So now just bear with me, guys. I've not washed the board since, you remember doing the carrot cakes? So it's clean. It's not clean, but it's, in fact, let me just give it a quick wipe. See, I've got some fresh water here. So I was going to do crumpets, and it would have brought me up nicely to 10 o'clock, which is when my friend Caroline, who's actually on here now, she's on Haps. So everybody, please give her a follow. She goes live. We've been doing some dance classes online for the last couple of weeks, and we've got something really exciting coming over the next to March. So that's open to everybody, even on people on here at the moment. If obviously I'll check your profile and things, and check you're not a troll. But if you're interested in wanting to take part in some dance classes, teachers, you might be a dancer yourself. You might just want to learn something new, do some exercise. So as I said, I was going to do crumpets. So let me just give that a clean. Yeah, the carrots are stained a little bit. And then I'm going to be making, after the dancing, I'm going to be making some eggs with spinach because I've got a lot of spinach to use. Okay, so it's very simple then, Costa coffee. Here we go. So I'm not selling, I'm just demonstrating how it's made. I think that's the thing with this app, is that, there's rules on selling. You can't sell, but you can show things, which I like to do. As I do a lot of HelloFresh. We've got HelloFresh coming next week. Not next week, the week after. I need to double check the date. It'll be not Thursday next week, but Thursday the week after. So expect 3 more meals. I think I've chosen a pasta dish, a chicken dish. I think it's like a Chinese sweet and sour, but I wanted to try it because whenever you have sweet and sour from the Chinese takeaway, it's about 54 points, and on Weight Watchers that is not good. You only get 40 points per day, so that's just in one dish. So it'd be interesting to see how many points it is and how to make it fresh. You don't have to get a Chinese takeaway. That's what I like about HelloFresh. It teaches you how to do different things, different recipes. So we have 1 tablespoon per cup. So I mean, really I should only make 1, but the reason I do 2 is I like it a little bit stronger. So, and also I put more water in here. So that's 250. Whoops. 500. We'll do 3 because I've got to say this needs to be used up. Whoops. Getting coffee everywhere. I think over the next couple of years, next 5 or 10 years, a lot more people they'll own their own coffee machine, even though I've had mine for quite some time now, because they are coming down in price. But everybody probably will have their own coffee machine, which is actually by the bean itself. It's amazing, isn't it, how like a lot of obviously you have fresh coffee, but you can't be. I think I have had coffee directly from the bean. But it was a very long time ago. I think it was when I was when I was growing up, I didn't even used to like coffee. So Rebel Heart says, portion it out to make 2 meals. Portion it out to make 2 meals. Okay, we're not doing food, we're just doing coffee, but oh, sorry, do you mean regarding the HelloFresh things? Yeah, so what I have been doing as well is you always get a lot of food to cook. So even though it says it's for 2 portions, there's always enough for 4. And whenever you're making anything fresh, which is healthier, yet freeze it, you can make enough for 2 portions. That's why Rebel Hat, I was talking about the pressure cooker that I was thinking about buying. Now, what happened, I saw it advertised. I was going to buy it, the bigger one. This was like a 12-litre one. They had an 8-litre one, a 12-litre one, and a 20-litre one. But if you get the 12-litre one, that's enough for a family. And the first one, the 8-litre one, is only enough for 2. So I thought I'll go for a bigger one so I could actually cook more fresh food, freeze it, and have it another day. But they sold out. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to get the smaller one because I don't want the smaller one. Hello, Rodman. How are you? Hello from Detroit. How are you doing? So we're making some coffee. So as I said, I put 3 tablespoons of Costa coffee in here. There's the bag. I'll just show you. So this is the brand of coffee in the UK. It's very popular. It actually started by a company called Whittards, and they do like cream teas and things like that, I believe. But it actually started in the Welcome Inns, I think it was, or the Premier Inns, which is the like hotel chains on the motorways. So you would stop off, maybe stop over near a stadium or somewhere, go and see a sports match, or if you were traveling and you wanted to stop, on the near the motorways, that sort of thing. And there would always be Costa coffee with the Premier Inn. I think it was Premier Inn. And they then got rid of Costa, sold it off privately because it was doing very, very well. And that's what you see today is Costa. So it's very popular. It's good coffee. You used to have it with your English breakfast, the unlimited breakfast that you could have. I couldn't believe how much breakfast. So 250 milliliters per spoon. So I need 750 milliliters. Just read breaking news then. Boris Johnson in the UK is to scrap substantial meals rule. So this basically meant that when you went into a pub, so this is in the tier systems, which is below, so we're in lockdown, then there's the tier systems, then there's obviously like normal life. But in the tier systems, that will mean that if you went into a pub, you could only order a drink. You could only have a drink like alcohol with a meal. Otherwise, you won't be able to drink inside. So they've scrapped that now, so we'll be able to go back into a pub and actually have a drink. They know they're making a loss from all the beer that's being wasted. That's why. So, okay, so 750 milliliters of hot water. So I like to measure this out, so I know. But as I said, I do like to add an extra few. In fact, I might even make it 500, and that way I know it's going to be a little bit stronger. And then I won't overdo the amount of coffee, because if I drink coffee all day, what happens is not only will you halfway through the day just have a complete and utter, not a breakdown, but a mental, what's the word I'm looking for? You won't be as high as possible, basically. That sounds so wrong, but so we're going to put 500 even. It says 250 per spoonful, which I put 3 spoonfuls in. I'm going to just cut it down by 1. It should make it a little bit stronger. Okay. So who loves coffee? Give me a thumbs up if you love coffee. We're going to give it a good stir. That looks really strong, doesn't it? Maybe let's put another 100 in. I'm going to put another. Actually, no, I like it strong. We're going to be using milk anyway, so we're going to be using milk in it. So you give it a stir. So it's also known as a French press. It's a cafetiere. Okay. If you're not following Chantel TV, go and follow her. She's amazing. She's been doing a lot of. I've been watching some of her videos from. I was followed on Periscope a long time ago, anyway. But she's been filming a lot of. There's been a lot of, like a bit of flooding, hasn't there, in Paris, in France. So we're going to just leave that on then, and the tip is to leave that on for about a good 5 or 10 minutes. The longer, the better. Obviously, you want to drink it when it's hot. So, hey, thanks for the hearts, by the way. Remember, you can share out and follow, and you can send awards and things if you want to. Okay. Now, as that's brewing, I can't do what my next step. So, what I could do actually is put in some. If you want to make a cappuccino, put in some hot milk, sorry, or whichever milk you want to use. Put it into a pan. In fact, let's do it in a pan because I want to boil it. Let me just find a little dish. I've got one somewhere. Bear with me 1 second, everybody. As I say, I was going to make. Whoops. I seem to have lost a lot of things recently. I don't know where they've all gone to. I need to get rid of a lot of pans and get some new stuff. I've got a little milk pan here. I think that's a milk pan. Just give that a little clean. Should have done this at the start, really, because it does take a while for milk to boil. So you can do it in the microwave if you want to, but I can't get to my microwave at the moment. So let's put this on, and then we're gonna. In fact, let's use. Do I use almond milk or normal milk? I'll use normal milk because it's nearly the weekend. So you can just get your cup if you want to, like this, like my cup. This is a Mr. Strong cup. I was watching Alexa. I was on Alexis's scope yesterday, but when she was opening her boxes, we saw little Mr. Avocado scoop, which is quite good. But yeah, what did I say? It looked like. It sounded as if it was an American who was on weed. Sorry, Alexa, I didn't mean to sound it like that, but that's how it did sound. So we're just going to put some milk on here. So we're going to be making a cappuccino, and I'm going to show you how to make frothy milk. I'm only putting 3/4 in. So in this goes. Now, I also love, we're talking to Jilly at the beginning, throughout the week, and Mr. Strong cup for Mr. Strong. Thank you, Revel. I tell you what, though, I'll tell you something. I lost £3 this week. I lost 3. Was it 3? No, sorry, £2. I didn't lose as much as I have done the previous week, but I had a lot of well, I sort of had a day or two off. But what I'm trying to do, and Alexis has been teaching us very, very well, is how to make the food you would normally eat not only healthier, but cheaper and healthier, and just maybe not as, trying to find the foods that you're not wanting to eat all the time and try different foods. So I think that's a good thing about eating fresh, is that, and eating new recipes, is that it diverts from other foods that that are unhealthy, and it also it makes you feel better as well. So therefore you're not indulging all the time. So another thing you can do with this milk is, if you've got any turmeric, if you want to make a turmeric latte, once you've boiled your milk, you can add you can add everything in at the beginning. Actually, you could use coconut milk, almond milk. You put some turmeric in there, a little bit of sugar. What was the other thing? There's another thing, cinnamon. I think cinnamon and turmeric work very well together. So let that boil, and then there was something else, I can't remember what it was. But as I say, I'm gonna show you how to make the frothy milk. We're going to be using if you've got another cafetiere, use another cafetiere whilst this is brewing. But I'm going to pour that into a sort of cup, and then I'm going to cover it over. So I've got a cup here. I'm not going to drink directly from it, because I'm going to be pouring it into a fancy glass, okay, to make the cappuccino. But as I say, if you've not got a lot of time, put the milk in the microwave. I've just put it on there, so it gives my coffee the more time to brew. So it shouldn't take too long, less than about 10 minutes or so. So just give me a thumbs up, everybody, if you can all hear me. The connection is a lot better. I've also heard that there is going to be an update to the app in the next couple of days. Is it a couple of days or a couple of weeks? For the next update. I think this is like 6.6. So I reckon it'll be like 6.7 or 6.8. I'm not sure how it works. So there's going to be an update, and that's going to show who's actually watching and how many live viewers are watching, which will be fantastic. So are there any problems? I don't understand what. Oh, okay, so it says show live. So I can see. Am I back to front here? I've just realised something. I think I'm back to front. Oh no, sorry, that's right. That will be right. Yeah, it's just because I'm facing the opposite way. Sorry, it's still early, everybody, but yeah, at least it's clear. So yeah, Costa coffee, homemade. I've so far got 42% of my $10 goal. That is amazing. So I do appreciate everybody that sends an award, because you don't see that on the normal screen. So yeah, that is amazing, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody that just send awards and things. It does help. What I'm going to do with mine, and I've been very honest with you all at the beginning, is the amount that I raise at the end of the year. Half of it I will keep, and the half of the other I will give to a food bank. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. All the awards that get sent out, however much gets raised by the end of the year, or so when I get to 200, obviously minus the fees, maybe things like that for the app, but it will be going to, or half of it will go to a food bank. So I think that will work out after fees at around about £40, maybe. It might be £50. So I'll give £50 of it to a food bank. That's what I'm going to do, because I do food scopes, and that's my way of giving back to the community here. And they are in need of food, banks. They're in need of, food, basically. And I know I come on and I do all this fancy stuff, but I do try, and I take what the cost would be to make that food, and then show you how to make it. And there are cheaper ways of making that food by buying it in your supermarket and things. So as I say, that's what I'm going to be doing when I get to 200. £50 to charity, and then the rest I'll keep, and it'll go towards more food. So let me pour the coffee into my cup. Where's my little cup gone? There we go. I'm going to be this is the science. This is in the UK. We have Science Museum. We've got the Railway Museum. I've got this at the Railway Museum in York. Locomotion. They actually did an offer where if you buy a cup, I think this was like £3 or £4, and the coffee was like £2 or £3, you got a free coffee. So you buy one of these, you're helping the environment. Oh, was it? Oh, so it was £5. £5, but you got this cup. You got this really nice cup. to take with you out, whenever you're out. Get the free coffee, and that I believe that's at all these different museums. So if you're visiting the UK and would like one of these, go to their museum, get one of these. All these different places. Look, Science Media Museum. That's in Bradford. I've been to it before it changed its name. It used to be called it actually used to be called the Film and Photography Museum. The reason it was called that is because Leeds, where I live, was actually the first place in which film was actually created. So moving images, like we see right now, were created in Leeds by a person called Louis Le Prince. So I don't know if a lot of people know that, but yeah, Leeds is the home of film in the world. So that's why we have then they changed it to the Media Museum, and then they changed it to the Science and Media Museum. So because there was always a lot of science stuff going on. So there you go, interesting fact for the day. That's why I keep on broadcasting, because I feel like I have a connection with where I live to film. There were black and white images from, I think it was the year 1887, or it might have been earlier than that. It was at Roundhay Park, but there's also another image. If you go onto YouTube and search for it, Louis Le Prince, and yeah, you can see the actual footage. The oldest moving images in the world at Roundhay Park. So amazing. And also some from Leeds Bridge as well. So there's actually a blue plaque that's on the River Aire that says Louis Le Prince, the home of film. So we're just boiling the milk. It doesn't have to be too you don't have to boil it too much. It just needs to be warm. And then we're going to get a fancy glass and make this coffee. Whoops. So I'm going to use one of these. Nice little glass. So let's just give that a stir. I hate the skin that appears on the milk. Now, so let's empty the coffee into here. So let me know if you can still hear me, everybody. Just give me a thumbs up. Sometimes the comments. Oh, another thing we need to do then, we didn't do this. So we've let it brew. We're going to push it down slowly. Gets all those coffee fibers. Pushes them down to the bottom. Okay. Oh, I know why I didn't do it properly, because the glass is facing the opposite way. So just be careful. And we're going to pour this in here. As I say, I was going to come on and do crumpets with you, but I didn't have the yeast. So we will do that tomorrow. Thanks, Rebel. Thank you. I do appreciate that, because it just shows that I'm still here, but the connection's not as great. So we're going to pop the lid on this coffee just to keep it warm. Okay. And then this is where it gets exciting. So you can empty that out straight away if you want to. I feel like I'm missing something off here. See all that coffee, look? Now, if you keep the coffee and let it cool down, mix it in with some water if you want to, cold water, or just pop that coffee on your plants. It really helps your plants. I put these on some tomato plants about 2 years ago, and the tomatoes were the best tomatoes ever. So use your coffee granules. Don't waste your coffee granules, everybody. So I'm just going to put this in here. Let me just try and get it out. Hi, Catherine. How are you? How are you having a nice day? So yeah, keep your coffee granules, everybody. And also as well is when I come to cleaning this out, it means all them coffee granules don't go down the drain, which can get stuck. Because I know people do it, and then it costs thousands of pounds to get rid of. But yeah, keep the coffee granules. Put it on your plants. Put it on your plants. So let me just quickly rinse that, because the milk's nearly done. We're making cappuccino, a fresh cappuccino. I'm going to empty that in there. Okay. So yeah, I know it looks like something else, everybody. You don't need to remind me. So we're going to add the milk. So the milk's ready. You see how it's lifted up. So we're going to add this into here. And this is the best part. We're going to push this in, and then we're just going to lift this up and down. We're going to make a bit of a froth, okay? So be careful, it's really hot, so you don't want to be splashing the... Let me just move my hot coffee out of the way as well, otherwise that's going to lift up. So we're just going to do this for a couple of minutes. I'm really well, I'm really good. Well, I was going to do crumpets this morning, make crumpets for the first time ever. But what happened was I realised I binned the yeast. I know the milk's really hot, so just be careful with it if you've got a glass French press. See, it's starting to splash up. But you're just moving it up and down. Whoops. Moving it up and down like the camera. Do you do this as well? Do you do this as well? But yeah, it's really good tip. I did consider buying a milk frother, but they're a little bit expensive at the moment, so I'm waiting for the price to come down. And then I started Weight Watchers, so I thought, well, I try not to use too much milk. This is very hot, so normally I leave it in the microwave. Sometimes I don't even use hot milk, I use cold milk. Did you try the tea? Did you try and make tea? I've not heard of it. Is that a brand called Make Tea? I've never tried that. I like Yorkshire tea. I like a lot of Americans always say when you think of tea, it's English tea, like English breakfast tea. But that's just the name of it's just called English breakfast tea by Twinings. So there's actually other brands, you know, which are a lot better than Twinings. So if you ever have tea in the UK, don't always go for the English breakfast tea. That's Twinings. But all tea is the same. Well, not all tea is the same. Most tea is the same. So I have one of these and I didn't realise it froths as well. Yeah, it does. Well, I actually saw it on a programme. It was called This Morning. But just be careful using hot milk. This is the first time I've done this using hot milk. Because normally I'd use cold milk and it always doesn't last as long. But I think it's better actually being hot because, whoops, lift that up. But yeah, if you've got a milk frother, use that. I'll send you a picture on Instagram. Maybe you're like, all right, Catherine, yeah, that'll be brilliant. Thank you. Now, I want to know, right, who puts their milk in first and then the coffee, or do they put the coffee in and then the milk? Because I think most machines do the milk first. I think that's fine now. I think it's better when it, yeah, that's a lot better. Whoops, splashing it everywhere. Okay, so we're ready, everybody. Tried it using cold milk. Yeah, it's much better, isn't it, I reckon? Because then it should last a bit longer. So we're just going to take this out. There we go, look at that. Oh, yes. Look at that, everyone. That's proper froth. Okay. So we're going to pour this in to about 3/4. You all see that, everyone? Oh, this is going to be perfect. I might have enough for 2 here. And then we're going to add in the coffee, okay? So just be careful. I like it quite strong. So that might not be strong enough for some people, but look at that, everyone. What do you think? Let me put a few more dashes of coffee on there because otherwise it's not. That's what I was saying about Costa coffee, is that it's not too I like it quite strong. Fill it to the top. Okay, and there we go, everyone. That is our cappuccino. So if you want a little bit of cocoa, oh, let's put a bit of cocoa. Actually, put some cinnamon on it. Let's put some cinnamon. Actually, I'll put a little bit of cocoa powder. Make it look all nice and fancy. We've got some Cadbury's here, Cadbury's hot chocolate. So we're going to put a little bit of cocoa on the top. Make it look nice. Oh, yes, that's what we're talking about. And then we're going to add a little bit of, I won't put the cinnamon on actually, but if you wanted to put cinnamon, you can do. So cheers, everybody. What do we think? Looks good, doesn't it? So you can do that fresh at home with the Costa. If you've got any coffee whatsoever, it doesn't have to be Costa, but there you go, Costa at home. So I'm going to leave that image, hopefully, and you won't be able to see. I will try and put the camera up. So I'm going to end the broadcast now and go and drink this because my friend's on at 10 o'clock. So thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with that. So thanks for watching, everybody. I shall see you all soon. I can't hold it at the same time. Unless I've got an idea. And I won't be able to do it at the same time. Never mind. So thanks for watching, everybody. I shall see you later. Enjoy your day. I'm going to be back on soon with the quiz. So I shall catch you then. We'll be doing 20 questions, and that will be at about 11 o'clock UK time. So it's about 2 hours from now. So catch you all later, guys. See you soon.